Live from the Export Beer Garden studio, this is the Agenda podcast for Wednesday, the 10th of April.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
I think my cat's got AIDS.
Oh yeah, cat AIDS, it's quite common.
Apparently it's going around.
Yeah.
And it went into the vet yesterday, and the vet was like, oh, it's because my cat is a massive scrapper. Like, it can't help itself. It'll sprint across the street to fight another cat.
Yeah.
And that's how they get it, is, saliva. And then the vet's like, well, we'll do a $250 test to see if it's got it. And if it's got it, there's nothing we can do for it. And if it doesn't have it, then it's an $800 vaccination. I was like,
What?
I'm not doing any of that. Let's just work.
Just give the cat back.
Give me back my cat.
Give me back my cat.
Give me back my cat. And I'm going to work on the assumption that it's got AIDS. As I said, what happens when if it gets AIDS and they go,
You sit down and watch Philadelphia together and he drifts off.
Dallas Buyers Club. No, it's like it's got a higher chance of getting cancer. I was like, how's that any worse than AIDS? I was like, look, just give us the cat back. It's going to die. So it's going to get hit by a car before any of that stuff happens.
Yeah, right.
What do you find more sickening, vet bills or car bills? Because for both of them, the thing that pisses me off so much is that I've already got the cat, so don't charge me more. Like, I already own the cat. Same with the car. I've already got the car, so I don't want to have to pay you another $500. I
find the cars a lot more useful than cats.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit more annoyed in cat costs.
Yeah, they're a massive luxury, and also it's just like I don't know. It's like my mum went overseas one time, and the first day she went overseas, her cat got hit. Didn't have a collar, country town.
Yeah.
So but someone took it into the vet. They looked after it for 2 weeks. She got back. No, like, they gave her the bill at the vet clinic. She burst into tears. They're like, look, it's okay. Mellow Puff's fine. She's like, it's not that. It's the bill you've just given me.
Yeah. No, I would have put a shovel through its head.
Yeah. What are you doing? This is a barn cat. It doesn't even have a name. We didn't know it was called Marshmallow until we went into the vet.
What do you do with a dead? What do you do with a corpse?
Well, I've seen a couple of different approaches. One was...
What's the official way?
One was in the wheelie bin. I think the official way is dig a hole in the back garden.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I thought that was frowned upon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why?
It's up there with the wheelie bin. You can't put it into a snap-lock bag and put it into the wheelie bin either.
No, you definitely can't do that.
But I don't think you can bury them either.
Why can't you bury it?
Unless you're out in a rural property, you can't just be digging up the rose garden out the front and sticking a corpse in there.
Why not?
I think you have to take it. I think the official way is you have to take it to a vet and they dispose of it.
Well, like incinerate it?
Yeah.
Well, I know over in the UK it's that way because they had the whole foot and mouth and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they mad cow disease.
Big money.
And so they were like, basically you weren't allowed to kill, and like home kill was illegal when I was over there. Which was a real problem when we hamstrung a sheep and the farmer asked me if I could kill it for him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, okay. And then he goes into the house to come back out with a knife, and he comes back out and he goes, sorry, the dishwasher was on and it's locked for like another hour, so I can't get the knife out. I was like, you were going to pull a knife out of your dishwasher and ask me to kill your sheep with it?
Like a butter knife.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of knife do you have in your dishwasher that you're going to ask me to do your sheep in with it? So thankfully I dodged a bullet there. But no, yeah, I know that as a child we did put one in a wheelie bin.
Yeah.
But the rubbish guy smelled it from a mile off.
Yeah.
Dead animal gives off a very distinct smell.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a cat in that bin. I'm not picking it up. Like, yeah, fair enough.
There's a cat in that bin.
I don't know. What do you
I was just thinking about it. I think in the past we buried them, but when I told them how I want to dispatch my cat.
Yeah.
I don't really like my cat.
No.
It's a terrible cat.
Bring it around to my place, it'll get AIDS.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Let's have a cat AIDS party. Yeah. Anyone else over there who doesn't like their cat, we're going to go to Manaia's house and have a cat AIDS party, and then
my cat will dust all your cats up, and then they'll walk away with AIDS.
He'll violate them,
and
give them AIDS, and then job done.
Yeah,
they'll eventually die of cancer.
Come on round.
In the streets of Philadelphia.
I don't know. What do you do? I guess do you take it into the vet and then they gouge your eyes out for it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They gouge your eyes and stick it in the freezer, and then some kind of pet cemetery dude comes and sticks it in a furnace.
Do you take it down the zoo and they toss it over the fence to the lions?
That'd be good.
That's probably...
I reckon that's what people who work at the zoo do with their
pets.
At the staff party. I reckon someone brings a bunny along, a live bunny, and biffs it over.
Oh, you've had this theory, yeah.
I reckon stuff goes on. I mean, I know that your life partner works at the zoo.
She does.
And I want to know what goes on after hours. Do people like fuck shit up? Like,
I've asked them this, and everyone denies it. Says no, that's disgusting. We'd never do that. But I just want to find that one person at the work who's willing to talk.
Exactly, and also that one person who's done it when no one else is around. Has gone, just looked around. The lion's getting a bit frisky. Biff over a live ant like a possum.
Like an urban rabbit that you found and just
pull out and just watch it just get torn to shreds.
I reckon they'd do it down at Arana Park.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We're entering defamatory territory here.
100%.
But if anywhere it was going to happen, it'd be at an open range zoo in Christchurch.
It stinks of Arana Park.
Reeks of Arana Park. I digress. Let's get into some actual sport. Cricket. Bazball is coming to New Zealand. This was announced just yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, yesterday afternoon, 3 test matches and none in Auckland.
No, so Hagley Oval, Basin Reserve, Seddon Park, and none in Auckland. We don't have a test facility.
I know. It's terrible. You got 1.5 million people, and we can't put it together.
Yeah,
a test venue. Anyway, we go on about that.
We do go on about the stadium thing a little bit. Is Tauranga hard done by here?
I think so. I think between them, always between them and Hamilton. There's the scrap, but they're both far better facilities than the Basin Reserve. The Basin's just got this. I mean, that Wellingtonians love the Basin for some reason. Toilets suck. The amenities suck.
Yeah.
You talk to any players, the facilities suck. It's the
history.
It's just the history there. That's all. That's why people love it. But both Seddon and Bay Oval are far better grounds.
Yeah, but you've got to have a game. It's the home of Test match cricket in New Zealand.
Yeah, I know. They've got the museum there, whatever. But I like they've announced this early, but I feel like they've announced it early to allow the English fans some time. Yet they're not going to announce the rest of the games, they said, till later in the year.
Oh, so you're saying they've announced this so that if you are a massive cricket tragic from England, you can start saving.
You can plan your summer.
You can plan your summer, buy your flights now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But but then there's more games that they haven't announced
I think
yet.
it's only Sri Lanka, Pakistan, so I don't think... I'm not too worried
about that. Yeah.
So they've announced that one early they said for logistical reasons, logistical plans. I mean, it's great. I can't wait just to have Bazball back here. The last series we had was an absolute screamer.
It was.
Glad to see we have broken the shackles of 2 test series, and we've got 3.
Oh, thank God.
So we'll have a decider.
Because I'd rather watch a dead rubber third game than those weird ones where it's like they won and now we're fighting for the second win to get a draw.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. And you got to throw everything at it to get the draw, and then you don't.
And then you lost, and then, I don't know.
It's going to be great. So the 28th of November is their first one. So quite early down there in Christchurch. That's going to be a green seamer.
Yes.
And it's going to be cold. And then Wellington, December 6th, that's going to be cold. And then Hamilton, December 14th.
Oh, all before Christmas.
Yeah, all before Christmas. So that's going to be good. And I was thinking, Manaia, let's get on the road.
Yeah.
Let's get on the road. Let's take the BYC team with us.
We've been off the road for 1 week.
Yeah, I know. This is long enough away that I'm okay with it. But maybe the night before the Christchurch match on the 27th, the night before the Basin, and the night before the Hamilton one.
Yeah.
We'll get old Cleaver, and get old Ford.
Yep.
And we'll do something the night before.
I reckon.
Maybe get Louis Vincent. Maybe we'll do an intimate evening with Lou.
An intimate evening with the ACC would be delightful just before day one of the test.
Correct. So stay tuned for that, because we want to go there. Maybe we'll just do a live podcast from a bar.
Yep.
Somewhere, from an export bar. And
let us know who you'd like to hear from if you're going to come along to that.
Yeah, because I reckon Lou would probably be up for it. He'd be up for a chat, up for a tour by then.
Kyle Mills or the James, the Marshall brothers.
Marshall boys. Or we could look maybe an English player we could drag in.
Yeah.
One of the coaches.
I don't know. Baz McCullum himself, perhaps.
I think he's like Vittori when he comes to New Zealand.
Keeps a low profile.
Very low profile, and just wants to go on, just slip under the radar.
Go and pat his horses.
Yeah.
Check on his family.
Feed the ponies.
Well. But I'm just excited to see Bazball coming back. And I think everyone's jazzed up after the last summer of cricket, because I think for the longest time, Test cricket, everyone was saying how no one goes to those games. But we saw over the summer everyone, they were packed out.
Yeah, they'll sell out those Test matches. They
Absolutely.
haven't announced when the tickets will go on sale, but will be pretty soon, because they're all very small venues.
Yes.
So they will get in quick.
Which is the way to go.
Yeah.
we put a lot of it down to TV cricket being back on public TV.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be something more than that, and it's not necessarily our success because we are probably coming to the end of one of our more successful periods.
Look, I mean, it was definitely the opposition in the last one. It was Australia,
Right.
the World Test champions. That's what sold out the games in Christchurch and Wellington.
Yeah,
In fact, it was Aussie. We didn't sell out the South African games.
That's a good point.
Test matches.
That's a good point.
Mainly because South Africa sent us a regional club team.
Yes.
So that didn't help. But I think the quality of the opposition, I think England's always a good time.
Yep.
They proved it last time they were here. So, that's going to be a cracking start to the summer of cricket. Like I said, I don't know if it gets much better than that, though.
Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned for the next announcements. Quick break. We'll be right back. The Masters Lane kicks off later on this week. So it's the 11th, which is their Thursday, which is our Friday. It kicks off, which is quite good for us. I quite like golf tournaments are quite a good little thing to keep track of. Kind of the same way we do with test matches. You sort of watch highlights and you check the leaderboard every morning. You just see how everyone's going.
I used to be, I don't know, when I was younger and my granddad used to watch golf, I used to think he was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, how can you watch this? It is so boring.
Yeah.
And I was dumbfounded when I'd go and grandpa's watching another round of golf. And now I find myself doing exactly the same. And I'm like, I could just put it on and just, like you're saying, do other shit and just come back and have a look, and they're following Rory or they're following Min Woo.
Yeah.
And then, Brian Fox makes an appearance, ooh, Foxy.
Yeah, well, I think what they do a good job of when they're covering golf to make it exciting is they do it sort of like NFL Red Zone, and they always have, where they're just jumping around hole to hole to hole.
Yeah, and they also delay the coverage as well, which must be so tricky for someone because, someone's putting and you can hear a roar from somewhere else. Yeah. They immediately cut to that and you get to see that.
It'd be tough to commentate.
Oh, so tough.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to do too much commentary, really. It's like, here's Rory with a 6 foot.
Well, you just have to be aware of what's at stake because they do a good job of setting the what's at stake for each of those shots.
Yeah,
as soon as they cut back, right, he's playing this guy, he's down by this. This is what happens if he misses the shot.
But it's pretty easy, though, because they've got the live leaderboard and everything. So they're 2 under.
Yeah.
They're on their 4th shot and a par 5. They're, putting for a par here.
Yeah.
They're putting to hold the score, whatever. But they don't really get that excited. It's all very down the middle.
And here we've got the golfer out of New Zealand, Ryan Fox. He's got his parents here with him today.
His dad's his caddy for the practice round.
He's a great rugby player in his day.
Rugby.
And that's a good putt. Ricky Fowler now on the team.
Yeah. And I love how there's rules there, like no running. Spectators aren't allowed to run.
Yeah.
Because the Phoenix Open, the waste management, and you see those absolute wounders lined up at the gate at 6 in the morning, and then they open and they sprint to the first hole.
I'll just never be one of those guys. I understand it.
Yeah.
But, like, to stand in the line with a catheter in or a nappy and wait for the thing to start.
But the best thing is, the opposite to that is the Masters crowd, where they open the gates and it's a bunch of speed walkers. So they're basically all these old guys holding seats in like the tight hip kind of walk.
Trying to walk as fast as they can politely.
Yeah.
So I think you're not allowed your phone at the Masters. There's a bunch of rules. We should probably do a deep dive on this and go through it on Friday when the Masters has started.
They're a bit like Lords. It's a bit like Lords to cricket. There's all these little rules and people don't mind adhering to them because it's the Masters. It's like going to Lords. There's no banners. There's no flags. You can't return to your seat during the middle of an over. You have to wait to the end of the over.
Yeah.
There's all these, you can't stand up in the middle of an over. If you're going to go for a piss or whatever, you're going to have to wait for the end of the over and everyone gets into their seats and then and it pauses again. There's all these little rules that everyone's quite happy to abide by because
as long as everyone's on the same page, it all works. And I think that's what the Masters is like. You say that they bring their own seats, and apparently the culture is that if there's an empty seat, you're more than welcome to just go and sit in it. But when the guy comes back, just hop up and move on. And so there's all this kind of stuff.
There'd be a lot of game playing there because I'd walk around looking for eye contact and go, that's my seat. Like,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, bro. Is that your seat? Yeah. Just biff them out.
Yeah, just one person. Wait for them to be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's mine.
It's not a bad move. I'd love to go to the Masters. I think that's on my bucket list of events to go to.
Yeah, it is. It's up there. It's up there with Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
it just seems like a unique thing for all the reasons that we've just said. The egg sandwiches, which I think are like $4 every year, and like no matter what, they will not change the price, no matter what the inflation is or whatever.
Yeah, I'll hit you with some we'll hit you with some stats leading up into it, because they sell something outrageous like $50 million worth of merch.
Yeah, we talked about this last year. They sold some absurd, because if you're at the Masters, you're buying a hat.
Oh, totally. You're buying a bucky.
Like, I go to like whatever golf course around like rural New Zealand, I want to buy a shirt and a hat. But if I'm at Augusta, I'm like, I'm breaking the bank. You're out of your mind if you think I'm not. Ryan Fox is playing the Masters. This will be the second time that he's ever played there. He did quite well last time. I think he might have been sick or coming off the back of a cold. He was playing in the howling wind.
He made the cut, didn't he?
He made the cut, and he had a moment where he hit was it the 17th? It was a par 3, and he hit hit one to 6 inches from the cup.
Yeah,
backhanded it into the hole. Was
the Masters last year when that tree fell down in the middle of it?
Yeah.
Like a comedy sound effect of a pine tree falling over.
Yeah, and the least agile audience you've ever seen in your life trying to get away from it as well. That was the Masters last year. So he's been interviewed quite a bit in the last few weeks. He's, by his own admission, going through a little bit of a slump. He's missed a couple of cuts. He's had
5 cuts.
He's had a few a few shocking rounds, but he is still playing because this is his first full year with a card.
Yeah.
Which is a massive adjustment for a golfer. Take it from me. But he...
Yeah, how did you adjust?
There's just a few things. I've reached out to him about these things.
Good.
But he said that the whole aura of the Masters is kind of worn off for him in a good way.
Yeah.
The first time he was there, he's just like, holy shit, this is the Masters. You know when they drive up to collect their cards or check in, and they all go on about driving up there and what that means, and then... he had his moment backhanding that putt in, and his dad was there for the whole thing. But he said this year it's like, okay, it's just a golf course.
Yeah, now I need to actually do something.
Yeah, and I think he came tied for 26th last year, which is very good.
Yeah.
So he's, I think he's in a good mindset. He's got nothing to lose. Just go out there and have a bloody hoon.
Paying $200.
He's paying $200. So I figured we've got a game day good punt to spank today.
Yeah.
Let's get on the Masters since it's kicking off, and it gives us something to follow along. There's a few interesting ones. Tiger Woods, $111. They will make a lot of money off people betting on Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I reckon the TAB always do. I would like to know whether he's stuck to his celibacy vow or not.
Okay, you need to maybe contact the TAB.
I need confirmation.
You need to contact the TAB and say, well, if I found out that he's emptied his sack, can I get my money back?
Yes. I don't know how I'd ever find that out.
I don't know, but you just need to ring them. Just make them aware. Make the TAB aware of it. Just maybe give Moati a call.
Yeah, Paul Moati, let me know. Has Tiger not stuck to his celibacy vow? Phil Mickelson, $151.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's worth a little sprinkle.
It's worth a sprinkle. But I quite like the punting as well, that you can pick who makes the cut. You can pick top 20. You can pick top 30.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I do too. I also liked Fox at $201. And the reason I like that is if we put $100 on that, what's that, $2,000? No,
20.
20 grand. Imagine... he wins the Masters, we celebrate, and $20,000 fills up the kitty. Well, it's a massive vibe punt.
That is a great vibe punt.
But
maybe, can we...
Well, all of a sudden you want to be responsible with our gambling?
I've been pretty goddamn good the last couple of weeks, Manaia.
The last couple of days. You've probably come right. So you don't like you want to go Foxy?
I want to go Foxy, but I want to back Foxy, but I don't. Not to win. I just want to be in the game on Sunday.
Okay.
So make him the top 30 or something.
Top 30? What about even just to make the cut?
Yep. What's he paying to make the cut?
Stand by here as my app freaks out on me. And we scroll across to the Masters.
Because it'd be good to be rooting. Not in the Tiger Woods kind of way.
It would be good.
Good to be rooting for...
Ryan Fox, top Australasian in the US Masters. That's at $10.
Oh, that's not bad, because who's he up against? Minwoo Lee?
Cam Smith.
Oh, Cam Smith.
Yeah, could be a problem. Top 30 finish. We're going to have to scroll down quite a ways to find him. Tony Finau, Jason Day, Minwoo Lee, Tyrrell Hatton, Tom Kim, Ricky Fowler, Tiger Woods, Sepp Strucker, Bubba Watson, and we make our way to Phil Mickelson. Ryan Fox, $2.88 to be the top 30.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
That's not that good.
No.
Stick it on the win.
I knew I'd get you. $201. That's paying.
20 grand. I just want the ticket that says 20 grand.
Yeah. So do I. Now you're smelling what I'm stepping in here. All right, that's our TAB good punt for the Agenda podcast this week. National Rugby League, bad news. The team list came out yesterday for the Warriors. Bunty Afoa is out. He's done his hammy.
Oh.
So he's going to be out for about 6 weeks, which is a problem for the Warriors, but more so a problem for us because we had so many people texting in chants for Bunty Afoa.
Oh, Bunty Afoa. Do we curse him, do we?
Oh, no. Did we do his hammy? Nah, he did it in the game. It was already done by the time.
Fine.
Then there was the other one, said to the Bunty Afoa.
I love you, Bunty.
Yeah.
Bunty Afoa.
You can shag my wife. I don't know. That was aggressive. But anyway, so he's going to be out, so that ruins our chance. That's pretty disappointing. But if you've got any more of them, they have been coming through. We'll get to them shortly as well. We've got another one. And another interview from Webby. He said he wants Wade Egan to stay forever at the club. But he is Australian, Wade Egan.
Yeah, I know. He's going to get some good offers.
He's going to get some great offers.
He's going to play Origin.
He's going to play Origin, and then they're going to be like, hey, why don't you come back, live at home, and make a bag of money. So how do we sweeten the deal for Australian players when they come over to New Zealand?
I think last time we blamed Taylor Montoya, didn't we? And not looking after the midi of Eden Fanua-Blake.
Yeah, that's right.
So look,
I stand by that.
Yeah,
by the way.
and I'm happy to maybe throw her back under the bus. I think we know who makes the decisions in households like this.
Yes.
It's not Wade Egan.
No. Eden Fanua-Blake was a surprise to the rest of us to find out he was leaving the club.
so that's my angle. That's where it needs to be sweeter, I reckon. So I don't know what that entails.
What does she want?
Does
he have a missus?
Well, I'm presuming he does.
Do we need to get him a missus?
There you go. Now we're talking.
Okay.
Either get him a missus, and if he has got a missus, where is Taylor Montoya when we need her?
Yes.
She needs to get in there and she needs to work some magic and get us some intel
on
what she likes, what she doesn't like,
what she needs.
And what does she need?
What are her love languages?
Yeah.
How do we satisfy her?
That, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
All right. If anyone knows Wade Egan, reach out. Let us know. We'll talk to Taylor and figure something out. Great rugby league tradition of getting shit tattoos. It carries on. We've got a great one. Have you seen the photo of Taylor May's tattoo?
No.
I should have printed it out. I can find it for you.
No, I'll look it up. You can.
Taylor May, he plays for the Penrith Panthers. He's a centre. He's having a great year as well. He has already got a tattoo of a broken heart under his left eye, and under his right eye, he has the word pain written in cursive in pink script.
I got him.
And he has just added to that by writing May across his throat. It's the entire length.
Yes, I've seen it.
We're talking like clavicle to chin.
Yeah.
May.
It's like the guy who had Devastate across his face.
That's it. Take Devastate, drop it under the chin. That's what we're talking about.
I've got it here.
May.
So it's basically he's blackened his entire neck.
Yeah.
And the outline of his skin spells the word May.
Yeah, it's written in relief, I believe they call that.
Relief?
In classical Greek architecture.
Yeah. I mean, look, each to your own.
Well,
I mean...
Di Henwood tells a great story of, I forget, Todd Carney. Todd Carney's dad's name, I think, is Daryl. And Todd Carney got Daryl written across his throat in the exact same sort of tattoo. And Di Henwood said he was in Bali one time and he bumped into a guy who had a tattoo that looked just like it. And he walked over and he goes, Todd Carney's got the same tattoo as you. And he goes, yeah, I know, he's my favourite player. That's why I got it. And he's like, do you know anyone called Daryl? He's like, nah. So some
super fan got the same tattoo.
Just got Daryl tattooed on his neck because he loved Todd Carney. And that's why next week I'm getting May tattooed on my neck because I love Taylor May. All right, quick break and we'll be back with Yours Please.
Yours Please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
These are coming through thick and fast these days.
Oh, good.
The Yours Pleases. So forgive me if yours doesn't make it to air, but we are under time constraints of our own making. First caller here, Yours Please.
Hey fellas, Fiji Hospital here from Christchurch. Manaia, I hope you're enjoying your slow, painful death up on that hill of yours.
I am.
Pretty simple half-baked spots today for your Wednesday. National Handball Tournament. You could do different types of courts. We used to play on an old concrete squash court, different balls. Have fun with it. G Lane, love you, babes.
Thanks, babes. When you're saying handball, we're talking the four square situation, after the Jono and Ben situ?
Yeah, we talked about this while we were out there.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 people mentioned the same thing. We should do something similar to what we do with Kiwi Pong.
Yeah.
Which was the World Series of Kiwi Pong, and we had like 64 tables going at the same time. This would work. It's a bit different because you play by yourself.
Yeah.
And it is tougher to score.
And also, it is there's a big honesty game here because if you look at tennis and line balls with tennis and how they've introduced the review system and they've got computers and everything that sort that out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of times at the Jono and Ben handathon or whatever it was.
The hand job.
The hand job that
For
I
kids
thought
game.
that was in, and then someone goes, "No, you're out." And I went, "I wasn't going to argue. We're doing it for charity. I wasn't going to die on that hill." But I was like, if you can imagine if you had a prize online to win a national title, and these 4 guys, or do you play? Can you play in pairs? You can't.
No, you can't play in pairs.
So that's what complicates it even further. Is it the king after 20 minutes? Like, is it a time constraint? Is it like?
Yeah, but then the king's going to start gobbling clock.
Yeah.
We were brainstorming this in the queue for that handball day the other day. How would it work? Like, do you get a point for making it into king? So I think how it would work would be a 4-3-2-1 point system, or 3-2-1-0, and every game, once it finishes, someone gets eliminated. Whatever square you are in, you get a point. So say you're the king and square 1 gets eliminated. That's the end of that round. You get 4 points because you are the king at the end of that round. Then you carry on.
It screams, because even with beer pong, which is a very simple game, Kiwi Pong is a very simple game, that almost comes to blows as well.
Gets heated. As soon as there's money on the line.
Yeah, money in line, and as soon as there's a bit of beers involved as well.
Yeah. Hell, I hosted a pub quiz last night down at Norma Taps. Book your table now, 6:30. It's in Auckland CBD.
On Tuesdays?
On Tuesdays. And I had someone quizzing me. This is, honestly, this table, they were down the back. Shout out to them. God bless them. They didn't win. But one of the questions was, in 2011, fans made a mural of Steve Jobs out of what? Was it Post-it notes, iPhone cases, or pieces of toast? And I asked the question, put the microphone down, and then I saw some lady's hand go up, and I went down and I was like, yep, what's the question? She goes, sorry, what year did you say? And I was like, what do you mean, what year? How many years did people make a mural of Steve Jobs in pieces of toast? Like, what one were you thinking of? Like, were you thinking of a different year? Sorry, this is completely by the by, but I was like, what the fuck is that? What do you mean, what year? As if there's 3 different options that you could be thinking of. They got the question wrong.
I do also, I hate hard out quizzes as well.
Same. So just Google it if it means that much to you.
A quiz is an excuse not to go home
Yeah.
and have a beer
Yes.
and talk shit with your mates.
Yes.
It's like any other after-work activity. Last man stands.
Yeah, indoor netball.
The gym.
Yeah.
Touch.
Yeah.
Fuck off with your
Yeah.
Spanish Inquisition every time like a question is slightly wrong. It's like, get out of here.
Yeah, like social netball. You're here to sweat the beers out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you win or lose.
Totally.
No one cares.
No one
Same
cares.
with the quiz.
Did you give out a dumb cunts award?
Yes. We had a tiebreaker for the weekly Dumb Cunt award.
A tiebreaker. That's great.
Yeah, to decide who was the dumbest cunt in the
But
room.
then we had an argument about that as well because if the person who got the question right, I awarded the prize, and then they argued, well, I got it wrong. I'm the dumbest cunt.
Yeah, I awarded it to the person who got it wrong.
Oh, damn it. I awarded it to the person who got it right.
I
But
know.
they were quite happy about that because they were like, we're still defending champs.
Everyone wins. Everyone wins because one person gets off being the dumbest cunt, the other person gets a 6-pack of beers.
Yeah.
It swings roundabouts. Anyway, I digress. The point of that was just that once there's money involved in any competition, it gets out of control and people start getting real antsy about it. Maybe the only way it would work would be if we could bring in the ball tracking technology that they got at the tennis.
Oh, my God. Imagine how many reviews people would do, though.
Yeah.
It would be out of control.
Yeah, it's a bit chaotic.
You'd need an umpire's chair, and that's quite a hard-out umpiring job.
Yeah. It's a great idea. It's just the nuts and bolts of it would be quite hard to figure out. So thank you for your call. We got one more here. Call yours, please.
Yeah, g'day lads. On the Wires song, I did hear at the Christchurch game, up the wires, up the wires, which is a bloody ripper. But I thought, why not get some piss drinking bliss in there with, up the wires, up the wires. Give it a crack.
See, that's smart
Yep.
because he's taken two things that New Zealanders know, and that's like the old Bunty Afoa, is that they know the razor a, up the wires, up the wires is good.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm generally against the forced fun coming down from on high telling people what to do. But I think in this instance, if they put that on the screen, played the song, and just put up the wires on the screen, everyone would get it straight away.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah, the bliss. Yeah.
Yeah, bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, yeah. Or how do you do? Or do
Just
you
how he did it then on the thing. Up the wires. Up the wires would be the way to do it.
Yeah, okay.
I think people would get in behind it straight away.
Yeah.
I think that's a winner. Mark Pearce, sort it out. He's the ground announcer, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
For anyone who's not across that.
Yeah.
He does a sterling rendition of the Pukana Cam, which is the best crowd activation I've ever seen.
Oh, it is. And you know what I love about the Pukana Cam is when they go to some white ass person who just puts their tongue out like they're licking an ice block.
It commits a hate crime. Yeah.
That's on the internal TV people. Like you can't.
I think they do it on purpose. They're like, this guy here.
This guy.
He's picking his nose. All right, that's it for yours, please. But it is Wednesday, so I have another half-baked sports idea.
Half-baked sports idea.
We've seen 3 New Zealand teams just this weekend have a bye, and we've got more byes this week and next week. We can't figure out why. I suspect it's to lengthen the season. They want to make the game more fan-centric, and they also want to lengthen the season. So my half-baked sports idea this week is Super Rugby All-Star Weekend. Every team has a bye, and we take the NBA model and have an All-Star Weekend where it's just a carnival of rugby, dumb shit to watch.
Yeah.
It lengthens the season, gives us something to watch, gives us something to talk about. Here's how it would work. Friday night, bull rush.
Yes, love it.
1 player from each team, 5 rounds, last player standing wins, blah, blah, blah. Overall winner gains a bonus point for their team on the table.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's something at stake.
Yep.
So they're playing literally for their team. On the Friday night as well, after that, we go force back.
Yep.
Teams of 2 players from each team, round robin style. Again, bonus point for the overall winner.
Yep.
And then on Saturday, we have a North versus South game.
What about just a straight 100-meter sprint?
Oh, yes, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
a full field sprint.
Full field sprint, yeah.
Vertical leap.
Yeah.
Or conversions, kind of thing to do with the kicking,
Oh,
conversions?
yes, like a 3-point shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We'll chuck those ones.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the 100-meter sprints, just on the field.
Yeah.
Go on, Rico Ioane. You reckon you're quick?
Yeah.
Let's see how you go.
I reckon 2 from each team just to fill out the field.
Yep. And you just spread across the line. Go.
Yeah.
And you win the Doug Howlett Memorial Jandal for the 100-meter sprint.
Smashed windscreen.
Yep. The Andrew Merton's middle finger for the kick out.
You said Andrew Mertens. For some reason, I had a dream last night that I interviewed Andrew Mertens, and I asked him the 22 and 2, and I said, "What statue would you get of yourself, and where would it be? Where would it be, and what would you be doing?"
Yeah.
And his answer was outside the stadium in Cape Town
Loftus
on
Stadium,
Loftus
whatever it
with
is.
him doing 2 fingers and like in bronze outside the stadium.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So yeah, it's so weird that you brought that up.
I'd chip in for that.
Yeah.
It's not that weird that I brought up Andrew
No,
Mertens.
but it's like I enjoyed that dream last night
Yeah.
about living in a simulation.
Yeah, we are.
We died years ago.
We did. This is all fake. North versus South game that everyone's been calling for the longest time. That's the pinnacle of the weekend.
I'm all over it.
Yeah.
They'll never do it. It's too interesting.
It is way too interesting. God, it would be fun because the whole first half of the season, you're talking about who goes in the North versus South team. Like who's eligible for North versus South. It's also an All Black trial, essentially.
Oh, so we're excluding the Aussies here. They're not an All-Star round?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they can't be in the North versus South game. Well, maybe they... Oh, okay. So we do North versus South. They do State of Origin.
Yeah.
Super Rugby.
So, but they've got 4 states that are playing, though. So I suppose they can...
They can still go just Queensland and...
East Coast, West Coast? Oh, yeah, can't do that.
There's only one team on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Chuck Canberra in there. I don't know. I'm just saying the North versus South game, that's a no-brainer. You have the bull rush, force back, 100-metre sprint, goal-kicking festival thing on a Friday night, and it's all shot like like the Black Clash. You've got us in there commentating it.
Yeah,
Jordan
full
Offutt's
stadium.
down there interviewing people on the field.
Full stadium, 7 style.
Yep.
You're allowed to have as many beers as you want. Shock horror.
Yeah.
You're allowed to stay in the concourse and drink beers. You can do what you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Nice.
That Friday night would be the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah.
God, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And you could have like for the kickoff, so they'd have to kick from all these different spots. He obviously finished with a penalty from halfway for the win. And then you have Jonathan Thurston over there. He's the wild card entry. Or you have whoever, Sonny Bill's back in for the Bull Rush game.
Or Andrew Mertens has a hoon.
Andrew Mertens has a hoon.
Dan Carter comes back. Or,
Carlos Spencer's in the force-back team for the Blues.
Yeah, or you have an old Battle Axe edition.
Yeah. Case Muse playing Bull Rush.
You could do field projection. You could do the field projection like they do with the LED court or the All-Stars. You could do all sorts of cool shit.
You could do so much cool stuff. I think the All-Star weekend is a no-brainer for Super Rugby, and that's why it'll never happen.
That's right. But look, I think money's much rather spent on NFTs for female rugby players.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, that's my half-baked sports idea for this week. As always, you can get in touch with us. You can DM us either on our personal accounts, on the ACC account, or you can send in the voicemails as well. I will be back with Heath tomorrow for another episode of the Agenda Podcast, so we'll see you there.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda Podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.